Welcome everyone to Voice of Liberta, where we try and unleash our true voice and be truly, sincerely ourselves. I'm so happy that we are on the same path and trying to empower, especially women, to be better with their own money, to create that financial independence, believe in ourselves. And as you understood, my special guest today is Angela, who is a podcaster, speaker, and great money management teacher, if I may call her. So welcome, Angela, and please introduce yourself, first of all.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. My name is Angela Duncan. I am a podcast host of Empower for Money. And yes, we talk about money. We empower women about money. I'm a best-selling author. I wrote a book for women about money. And I love speaking because this is the way that we can share the message and teach other women about money so that they can have their own financial control.
It's amazing. As I said, I'm so lucky to find you and that you replied to my message to be my guest in Voice of Liberta, because you wrote the book, and real fact was as well, last year my book was a bestseller in America, first of all, in 6 categories, and it's about personal finance management and mindset, of course. So I'm really glad that we're doing this tremendous work, first of all, just because we're following our heart and our passion to help other people to be better with their mindset, to defeat the stereotypes. And we're just using the tools like our voice, our knowledge, writing down the books, and especially as a speakers. So I've been in New York, and but as you mentioned, Miami is in the south part. So probably next time, who knows, we can meet in the same conference for women empowerment.
Yes.
So yes, it's lovely to have you here. But today, as I mentioned, I would like to that you open a little bit your heart as much as you feel comfortable about your path, because now, yes, we achieve great things. We are happy and we're leading and helping other people. But what was your true obstacles, or maybe hard moments which helps you to divert your maybe work or job or business towards what you're doing now?
Yes. So I grew up in poverty here in the United States. I grew up on Section 8 housing and welfare, which is a government assistance program. So for a single mom who did not have any money, the government helps to pay your rent. And, when I went to school here in the US, the government helped pay for my lunch. And, that only occurs when you have an income level that is below the poverty. So I didn't know anything about money. My mom did not teach me about money, and I didn't have anybody that would teach me about this tool that we use called money. And so when I was old enough to go to college, I moved out of my house, and it took me a little bit longer to finish college because I worked a lot. But I knew that I wanted to learn more about business and about money because I wanted to have control and have that freedom to be able to make money, to, live in a nicer house, or be able to have a car, or, not worry about not being able to pay my bills. That was very important to me. So at a very young age, I knew that I wanted to learn about money. And my first career, I worked for a big bank, and I was a financial advisor with a group, and I learned about the stock market and how to invest. I learned about, retirement. So it was a great opportunity, and I learned a lot from that. And then I went into a role of being in real estate, and I owned a real estate office. So then I learned a lot about real estate investing. And then I owned an insurance company, and I sold that company last year. And I started a podcast because I wanted to take all of those years of learning that I had experienced and to teach other women about money. So there were a lot of times in my life where I just wanted to be a student and learn more about a different investing so that I can help teach other people, because there's so much information available, right? But you don't know sometimes where to start. And if you've never learned about money before, it can be very overwhelming. And so I wanted to be able to teach in a simple way so that women can understand money, they can learn how to control their own money, and then, they can have their own financial freedom. It was very important.
It's really resonates with me what you said about, coming from a poor family, working as a protection advisor. We're in different countries, but I'm originally Lithuania, so from Europe, and moved here to UK 11 years ago. And I went this path, like being protection advisor, studied a lot about finances. But most important, what you said sincerely, my background is teaching. I'm teacher more than 25 years, and what I realized and saw, and I can compare even now, nobody taught us at school how to manage your money, how to budget, how to invest. And then I did research before I write down my book. I find out that nowadays is more than 50% even not talking about money, because it's all stereotypes. It's just people afraid, or they feel ashamed, or they feel uncomfortable to talk, and this looks like it's very, very personal stuff for you. So I remember that for my community, Lithuanian community here in UK, I started like Lithuanian Facebook live show. If nobody taught us at school, so how we need to speak about money, what does it mean money, what does it mean even bank, why they were created. So a little bit flash from history and from economical background. Thanks God, I was blessed. I touched a little bit economy in university, and after that studied finances in UK. But most of the people, they don't have this resources, proper ones, as we said. Lot of information. It is, people are overwhelmed. And being as a teacher, of course, I wanted always one thing: give skills people for life. So. And that's why my program appeared as well, like my method. And I just combined my experience being a teacher and be working with the finances as a consultant, and then about mortgages, protection, and so on. So it is really important what you mentioned, that first of all, if nobody taught us, we need to find out the way. But another thing, what you said, we need to find the proper mentor or coach or teacher who tells you in simple words. Am I right?
Yes. Yeah. And I love how you talked about the history and how you teach the history, because in the US, it wasn't until the 1970s that women could get a credit card without a man. And so that was, 50 years ago. We've come a long way, but we still have a lot of ways to go, right? Because history has only given us the ability to control our own money for a short amount of time. So hopefully, as more women learn about money and more of us teach about money, then in the future, women will be in financial control. We'll see a lot more of that. And I do think that that will happen too.
Yes, yes, true what you said. Statistic is not very nice as you're talking about financial even stability. I'm not talking about independence. We as a mom, I have 3 children. You're giving your time to your family, to your children, looking after their house, and trying to maintain daily a lot of different things, plus you working. And if something happen, like divorce or your partner died, you appeared, oh my God, what I need to do, all these bills or mortgages or everything. And you just feel so insecure. And if you don't have the skills, what to do, and you just feel lost. So not everyone is so strong, fighter or looking, information, but it's so overwhelming thing. And for me, it was always important to that independence as a woman, and especially financial stability, because of, unfortunately, after my divorce, I needed to start my life and secure my children. My path was like always to do something more and spread the knowledge. And of course, being the fight in my life, I just wanted to be myself financially independent and teach women, because my audience, nothing against the man, I love them, they are beautiful parts of life, but priority is women. As I mentioned, one of the reasons is that we are not still the date equal, even in our salaries or managing finances. What was your true, boost to talk about money? You said personally because you wanted to have the better life. Something else, or what?
Yeah, similar to you, I went through a divorce, and when I was married, we owned companies together. And so when you're married, you kind of have this thought of your identity, like who you are, right? So when you're married and you're running companies together, you don't always understand my strength and his strength, right? So when we got divorced and he bought the companies, and I walked away with just cash. That was very difficult for me because now I'm by myself. I don't have this other person to help me. So I really had to learn and surround myself by other women to teach me that I can run a business. Sometimes in your mind, you don't always think that you can. And so I surround myself with amazing, successful women so that they can help teach me the things that I needed to know that I didn't have to do before because I had someone else doing those positions. But understanding that I can believe in myself and that I do deserve to have financial independence. That was very important to me. So, who you surround yourself with is a very key component about where you are in life. And if you want to learn more about money, like you said, you find that mentor that can teach you, right? It's just like when you're a kid in school, right? If you want to learn a sport, you're going to have a coach. If you want to learn about math, you have a math teacher. So as adults, we stop having teachers and mentors, and then you stop learning. And then so it's so important for you, if you really want to develop a skill or learn more about money or anything else, is that you're going to find a teacher that you resonate with, and so that you can learn from them because they're the expert in what you're trying to learn. So you have to be open to the possibility that you're going to learn more, but you need to find someone else who's already done it and who can teach you about what they've done.
It's true. I have, two main points what I would like and just write down a little bit and don't forget to ask you. First of all, yes, you said you need to find a teacher or mentor who resonates with you, who know how to manage, because according to my experience, the most common answer of my clients is why you didn't ask help earlier. They said, I feel ashamed.
Mm-hmm.
For example, my last client lady said, I nearly over, more than 50s. And my children already grew up, and I living, half of my life, and I still don't know how to manage my personal money. And I feel ashamed. I don't know with whom to talk. So, and then the type of the people, calling you and telling, thanks God I found you, and I feel comfortable to talk with you about that. And so I felt really so blessed that they opened me their heart. But I know that many of them, they're stuck in the fear, shame, and so on. So first of all, but yes, you're very right. We have a lot of the coaches or mentors, but you need to speak. First of all, look at how you're resonating with that person. So I just basically ask your heart and openly talk with that person whom you would like to work, because this is very sensitive topic. We know this, and mentally and financially is a very, very sensitive topic. So, and another one, what I would like to ask you, you mentioned that you surrounded yourself with another successful woman, but like everyone, we started in some point, yes, in our business. How you overcome that barrier, if you have any, to go and speak with another successful woman, and what advice maybe you can give another ones?
Yes. So as women, we are heart-centered, right? We care. We think about life and business and money from our heart. And we are so willing to help other people. but we're so scared to ask for help. So if you think about that woman that you want to ask questions to, or maybe have her as your coach, she started from somewhere. And when you understand that she's out there because she wants to help people, for me, that makes it easier to ask, to be able to approach someone, because I know that they're speaking and they're coaching. That means that they want to help people. And she doesn't know that I want her help unless I ask, right? So the answer is always no. If you don't ask questions, the answer is always no. But if you ask for help, maybe they're going to say yes. And so for me, that's the mindset that I walk into before I get to that person is I know that they want to help people. I know that I need help. All I have to do is ask them for help. And it seems like such a simple thing to do, but for women, it's very scary. And we get nervous. We think maybe, I'm not intelligent enough, or like you said, ashamed to get that help. But once you realize that that person is there to help you, then I think you have to take action and move and ask for that help. So that would be my advice there. And one of the things that you touched on earlier is that we still have a gap when it comes to how much the man earns and how much the woman can earn in the same position. But I think a lot of that responsibility falls on us because the man is more willing to ask for more money. He's willing to ask for the raise. And women, we feel like we have to earn it first and then ask. And then even then we may not ask because we're scared, we're nervous. But our man counterpart in the same business, he will ask for it, even if he feels like he hasn't quite earned it yet, because he believes he can get to earning it. Whereas women, we have to earn it before we ask. And so that adds to that gap because we're not asking for it. So sometimes the woman has to be responsible and take control and action and ask for that raise or ask for more money or charge more for your services because you do deserve it. But you have to understand it here. And when you feel it here, then women, we will think it here and then we ask. So I think that responsibility does fall on the woman as well.
Yes, very sensitive topic, what you just said. And as I mentioned, I just came back from the businesswoman leaders meeting, and we were talking today about this sensitivity in business. And oh my God, we just know really, we were crying, all of them, because we felt in so safe surrounding that we can open our hearts because yes, we are differently wired like a man in business. This is one thing. And I had and belong before many other networking groups, mixed ones, and but I now stick with the women groups networking because, as you mentioned, we understand each other. We are heart-centered. I like this expression of yours. So yes, and it's really true because we're keen to help. We are mothers. We are, as they saying, flowers of the earth, and. Being sensitive in business, it's like two-sided. One thing is quite vulnerable because you think that if I ask nicely, nobody will listen to you. And yes, it happens. And today I got many examples. And another thing that you can do that. Definitely you can do. I remember then I started my business years ago, and I thought, oh my God, I'm so sensitive. How I can do that? How I can, express myself? And I once I asked my doctor, "Can you do surgery because of my sensitivity?" He started laughing. And now I understand that it's my gift, which I'm using now because I integrated relationship, money, and flowers. And I studied the energy of both. And now it's just giving me so amazing things, what I can implement. So if not my sensitive attitude and the wish to help other people, so I probably never moved from big corporation to start my own business. So it's amazing what women we have inside us, and we really would like to help, but you're very right as well. If you're not asking, the answer is always no. So somehow we need to overcome our fear, change or shift our mindset, and go and ask. So this is very, very good point. So talking about this heart-centered, how you felt that true calling of the heart? It was from the childhood, as you mentioned before, or you just got more like some signals from universe, other people to go to do what you're doing?
Yeah, I think it was always there. I think the curiosity about money and how does it work and how do we use it? And then later in life, how do I teach others to use it? Because I used to think that it was just common sense, like everybody knows it, right? Because I took the time to learn, I thought that other people just knew. And the more I talk to women, especially women business owners, they're great at their skill. Whatever their business is, they're great at, but they're not great at handling their books. They're not great at knowing, am I profitable? Am I making money? Because they're so busy in their business and doing what they're great at that they don't pay attention to the money. So I always say, if you're running a business and money is not your strength, hire someone to do your books and hire them just to teach you basic, am I being profitable this month? What am I making money on? What am I not making money on? Because it's important if you're running a business, we can't work for free because our world is not free to live in. So thinking about that, I deserve to have a house to live in. I deserve to have, in Miami, we need cars to drive around. I deserve to have food and not go hungry. And so I want to use my skill and teach other people how to control that money so that they can live a life that they want to live as well. So I think that's very important for women to understand, is that money it's not a bad thing. It's not something the husband should take care of. It's just a tool. It's a tool like anything else, a tool like the camera that we have in front of us that we just have to learn how to use properly for our own lifestyle. And I think when you start to share that message, women start to understand and not be so vulnerable and afraid of money, then they start to learn more information about, developing the skill of using money as a tool.
Yes, it's very right, because money is tool which gives us this freedom, as well as I'm saying money is energy, like everything around us. So, and one thing is what you mentioned, if you don't know how to, so hire one person or develop your skills. But another thing, what I a little bit, not a little bit, but in the biggest part, I understand what I need to change and help people to go through transformation journey is a mindset. Because there are many people who are earning very good money, but they say, oh my God, I don't know, where they're going, or just they don't keep the books and everything. Why it's happening is another question. And again, so I find out that it's this mindset. So you need to work with your minds and change your beliefs and overcome your limited beliefs as well. So it's a lot of the things. That's why I have my circle in my program, like connecting minds, heart, and money. According me, I realized after several years that as a teacher, that's fine. It's very, very easy. I teach people how to put the money for saving, how much to invest, bills and everything. But after a while, I realized that it's not enough, because you need to connect minds to be aware about money. So then the minds is working properly. Okay, like my example, I was earning very good money, but I was not still feel something is not completely innerly in me. So it means my heart was left behind. I forgot myself because I throw myself into the work, 10, 12 hours for my business and creating these big goals and big dreams. So this program always has come from practical and realistic example from myself and my clients. So it's very important that you working hard, you're looking at your financial stability, but you cannot forget your heart. That's why, this Voice of Liberta, that I'm encouraging people to listen their heart through calling. If you're not happy, if you're not satisfied about something, just talk with your heart. It's not only about like material thing, but what about your heart? Are you happy what you're doing? If not, sit with yourself and just, okay, Vida or, Angela, what you did this week. Are you happy? What went well? What was wrong? So how I can improve? And most importantly, self-care about yourself, self-love. So I would like to ask you, you have a lot of experience and your path is very interesting. Can you give your best advice for our listeners that how they can hear their heart calling better, or maybe what few tips you can give to implement in daily life that they can be more happy and fluent and go with the flow with abundance and wholeness?
Yes, I've got three. So the first one is, especially for your clients, maybe business owners, is when they are setting their goals, to make it visual. So I love doing vision boards. So if I'm looking at what are my goals right now, I want to see a picture, because like you said, if my goal is to, own my own condo or apartment, right? On my board is going to be a picture of that, because then I can close my eyes. I can visualize, what does it feel like when I accomplish this goal? And when you feel it in your heart and you see it and connect it with your mind, like you said, you're more likely to accomplish that goal. So make those goals visual. Number two is take time to invest in your own education. Never stop being a student. Always learn, even if it's just something fun or a hobby, a business, or maybe something that helps you in your career. Always learn. So you can learn through books. Some people listen to podcasts like your podcast. It's always investing the time in yourself so that you can become a better version of you. Continue, because then you can help everybody around you, your family, your friends, your business. The more you take the time to invest in yourself, the more you can help other people. And my third piece of advice is gratitude. We just have to take time every day to just be grateful. We live in this amazing world, right? You have a roof over your head. We have the sun that's outside. There's just so much in life that we have every day that other people in this world do not have. They don't have access to water. Maybe they don't have food every day. So just be grateful and have gratitude in your heart. And the more that you can have gratitude in the heart, the more that you can learn, the more that you can give to other people. And I think that's our true purpose, is to really give and teach other people.
So beautiful what you said. It's really, and all these things are really implementing and so resonating. So with the beliefs what I have, gratitude, this visualize, believe in yourself, and listen your heart, of course. Thank you very much for sharing these tips. I would like to give probably one practical tip or exercise, how to help people to be in the present and to connect their minds and heart, and then after that with the material stuff. Because I'm implementing this flower therapy, try one simple exercise. You can do that even in your office. It's just for 1 or 2 minutes, anytime in your day. Try to clear your minds. You can close your eyes, so you just can look at your candle, like fire, or what I'm doing. For example, I have my flower on the table, and it's just doing one session with the flower, like going 1 2 minutes just from the bottom to top, looking at each and every petal, and just trying to clear all my minds at the moment and concentrate in present. Be now here, and as you mentioned about visualization, just feel that flower, create a story, where it's come, why it's blooming, for example, during the winter or summer, what colors, what the petal, this, for example, the petal is broken, what happened. Just a small, like a child, just create a small, quick story for 1 or 2 minutes per day. And it's really helping to be in that present moment. And that present moment, it's helping you to calm down. You're trying to starting to connect with your heart better, And then you are calm in your minds, connected with your hearts, then your financial goals or your financial dreams, they going smoother because you coming into yourself, if you understand what I mean. So it's let's try. If somebody have the problem how to connect the flowers, just feel free to contact and I will tell more. But it is simple exercise, but it's really powerful thing. As I said, you can wash that candle, or you just do that with the flower just for a few minutes per day. And I truly wish to everyone that in daily life, don't rush so much. Don't concentrate on bad things. Try to find any tiny small thing what you are happy, what you are grateful for, as you mentioned, because many people don't have a roof maybe under their heads, and just try to be more positive. And as always, finishing my podcast, I just sincerely wish that everyone listen their heart for a while, listen the beat, and unleash the true calling. And the cat even come to say hello, unleash the true voice of heart, because then you hear your heart, what you would like to do, what is your calling, and amazing things started happening. Thank you very much for being here. I'm really glad to know you, and thank you very much for sharing.